what would I put in this first square? What's 4x times x squared? Remember, we have to add our exponents, multiply the numbers, add the exponents. So what will go in that first box? 4, and then how many x's? 3. And then we have 4x times negative 7, which would be negative 28x. And then we have a positive 5x squared. And then we have negative 35. So are any of these like terms? Are any of these squares? They have to have the same amount of x's though. No, so we can't add any of them together. So I'm just gonna start with the highest power, the box with the most x's, and then go backwards. And this would be your answer. All right, so we're going in our notes. We're going to continue graphing inverses. If you don't have a calculator, grab a calculator. So we're going to go to page 9. And go ahead and fill in your 4 numbers using this function. So these numbers are going to go here. So now you're going to take that negative 2 and you're typing it in to your function. So you're going to do negative 1/2 times negative 2 minus 4. And then you're going to continue with the other 3 numbers. So go ahead and find your 4 numbers. Substitute it in. So go ahead and get your 4 y values. And remember, whatever 4 numbers you get for y, those are going to be your 4 x values in the inverse. Does anybody need a calculator? Everybody got one? Okay. We're on page 9, Oatmeal. So I think that would be 1 minus 4. So I think you get negative 3 for the first one. And remember, when you connect your points, after you draw your line, you have to label it. Okay, double check that those are the right 4 values, because I'm trying to do it in my brain so I can wake up my brain. Anybody else get those 4 numbers? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and graph them both. So we got negative 2, down 3, 1, 2, 3, put a point. We're just gonna connect that out. Go ahead and label that. And then for my inverse, And again, just make sure you label it. So now we're going to figure out how to find the equation of the inverse without using tables. All right, I don't know if this is the right page number or not. Is this question that we just did on page 9 or page 10? Page 10? Okay. I was thinking that it was the wrong page number. Let me go back. Try to remember to fix that last period or third period. Okay. All right, so now continuing on page 10, let's go ahead and find the inverse. So this is my equation. I'm going to find the equation for the inverse. So first of all, we know that f of x is the same thing as y. So this is really y equals 3x plus 2. That's what that f of x really represents. So the first thing we're going to do is switch our x and y. So I'm going to switch these two, which means it will change to x equals 3y plus 2. So all I did was take these two letters and switch them, the two variables. Nothing else switched except for the x and the y. All right, and now we're ready to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract the 2. So there's two things happening to y. I have a 2 that's being added and I have a 3 that's being multiplied. So I'm going to start off by subtracting the 2, which is going to give me x minus 2 equals 3y. And then the opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So my inverse function would be x minus 2 over 3. And we're going to use that inverse symbol where you have the f with the negative 1 next to it. And that's how you're going to write it. You okay, Nelson? You okay? Yeah. Oh, okay. And that's it. So we'll do a few more and then we'll work on our homework together. Okay, so let's do this one, but this time we're going to graph it. So let's start off by graphing this equation, f of x equals, actually I'm going to write it with a y. So let's start off by graphing y equals negative 2x plus 8. So the slope is negative 2 over 1. The y-intercept is 8. So you're going to start by putting a point at 8 on the y-axis. So put a point at 8. This is where you start. This means this is where you start on the y-axis. So this graph on the y-axis is starting at positive 8. Now, because my slope is negative, this means I'm going to go down 2 and then right 1. That's the motion I'm going to go. Starting from that red point. So from this red point, I want you to go down 2, hop, hop to the right 1, put a point right there. Repeat. From that point, hop down 2, 1, 2, go to the right 1, put a point right there. You only need about 3 points, and then go ahead and use, if you have some kind of a straight edge, just try to graph out that line as straight as possible. It's kind of hard. I used to know how to do a straight line on the iPad, but okay, that's the best I can do. And I'm going to label that f of x, because that's what that red line is for me. That's the original function. So now let's go ahead and find the inverse. So let's switch your x and y. So I want you to write x equals negative 2y plus 8. So the first thing I'm going to do is the opposite of adding 8, which is to subtract 8. So I'm going to subtract 8 from both sides. So that's what I did first. I subtracted 8. Now I'm going to divide everything by negative 2. So this gets divided by negative 2. This gets divided by negative 2. And this gets divided by negative 2. So everything is divided by negative 2. So what we end up getting, oops, this is negative 1/2 x. So I have negative 1/2 x. And when you divide a negative by a negative, negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4. This is my inverse function. So I'm going to, my slope is negative 1/2, and my y-intercept is 4. So this new line is going to start at 4. This is where I'm going to start at. But because this is negative 1, I'm going to go down 1 and then right 2. So we're going to start your line at 4. And then from that point, go down 1 to the right 2. So hop down 1, 2, put a point. From that point, hop down 1 to the right 2, 1, 2, put a point. And then you just connect your line. This point kind of big. Okay. My line look funny. No, that's right. It just look weird. Okay. Okay. And then you just connect it out. And label it. And remember that if they're inverses, they reflect across y equals x. See? All right, 2 more. Let's do our next one. So let's go ahead and graph our first one. So my slope is 2/1. So that means I'm going to go up to right 1. We always go to the right. And I'm going to start it at negative 6. So let's go ahead and graph it out. Lupus is rough today. So you're going to start off by putting a point right here on the y-axis. So put your point right here, Charles. And then from that point, you're going to go up 1. Wait. Yeah. Up 2 and right 1. So hop over 1, put a point. Hop over 1, put a point. So we're going to start it at negative 6. Hop up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1, up 2 to the right 1. Go ahead and label that. That's your original. Now we're going to switch it. X equals 2y minus 6. So first we add 6. So we have x plus 6 equals 2y. Now divide everything by 2. There's an invisible 1 right here. So our function becomes the inverse of f of x is, so then what we have here is this is 1/2 because you have 1 over 2. And then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So it's 1/2 x plus 3. So go ahead and graph that. So this one is going to start it at 3. That's where I'm going to start. My slope is 1/2. So I'm going to go up 1, right 2. So go ahead and graph that out. So let's go ahead and put our point down at 3. And then from the 3, we're going to go up 1 and over 2. So starting at 3, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. And then connect your line. And remember, inverses always reflect across y equals x. All right, last one. So we have y equals 1/3 x minus 1. Let's go ahead and graph that. Put a point at the 1, -1. From that point, go up 1 to the right 3. Put a point. So 1/3 means that I'm going up 1. So it's positive, so I'm going to go up 1, right 3. So from that red dot, from the red dot that you put down at -1, go up 1, right 3, put a point. Matter of fact, let me zoom in. From here, up 1, right 3. 1, 2, 3, draw a point right there. Repeat from that point. Up 1, right 3. 1, 2, 3, put a point right there. Repeat. Up 1 to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, put a point right there. And then go ahead and connect that out. That's your original. So now let's do our inverse. So I have x equals 1/3 y minus 1. First thing I'm going to do is add the 1. So that would be x plus 1 equals 1/3 y. And now we need to get rid of the 1/3. So we're going to do that by multiplying everything by 3. So let's multiply the entire equation by 3. That's how we cancel out a fraction. Let me put it in the front. So we got 3 times x, 3 times 1, and 3 times 1/3. Pick up your calculator and see what is 3 times 1/3 so you can see. You should get 1. So that's your inverse function. My inverse is f inverse is 3x plus 3. So that means my second line is going to start at 3, and my slope is 3/1. That's my second line. So for my second line, go ahead and put a point at 3. But now, from that point, because it's 3/1, you're going to go up 3 to the right 1. So from this point, up 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, put a point. Repeat. Up 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right 1, put a point. And this reflects across y equals x. All right, y'all, let's take our homework 2. We should have the front side finished. Homework 2 is due on Wednesday.